Hey there, fellas. Welcome to episode 1 of Deegus Cast. I'm your host, Keeg, also known as Deeg. Let me introduce you to us. We got Hayabusa VII joining in, avid XCOM professional, PC gamer, and hentai master. We've also got Ice Splash coming at you with a fan of all things Cream, Destiny 2 God, and PC technician. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. First off, Hayabusa VII, what were your thoughts?
You talking about as an overall or
Let's start with the animation.
animation-wise? Um, I guess I like the animation a lot. I like how the the comic bubbles would pop up time to time, and I like just the avid colors. One thing I didn't really like though is they kind of did like a whole focus trick, and it just kind of made some of the characters blurry at moments. But other than that, the animation is pretty awesome.
Yeah, animation was absolutely beautiful. Ice Splash, what were your thoughts? I know you didn't get much of the movie, but what were your thoughts on the animation?
You know, from the introduction, uh, classic Marvel, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't
Now
get
another
much, and I was knocked out.
avid sleeper, absolutely beautiful. Now, you don't have to be asleep to enjoy the music, though. Or, I don't know. How is the music on your end, Hayabusa?
To be honest, I don't even remember much of the music. I think I was
Perhaps
just so focused in on like what the characters were talking about. I didn't
you
really
were locked in
listen
on
to
the
the
plot.
music. I think the music I noticed it was pretty epic during the towards the end with the whole the time convergence whatever was exploding.
Yeah,
But
I
most of the
recognize
time I
that.
was kind of honed in on what the characters are speaking about. When they were communicating with each other because it was so interesting.
Absolutely. At I'm a fan of Post Malone myself. Love the beer bongs, love the Bentleys. Um, I enjoyed the song.
That your
What
favorite
about
song
you?
in there?
Probably. Like I said, kind of like Hayabusa. I didn't remember much of the music, but I was definitely focused on what was happening.
Whoa, interesting.
What were your thoughts, Ice Splash?
Um, yeah, I didn't get any. Didn't get any. Don't recall,
For those of you who are not
unfortunately.
there, Ice Splash fell asleep during the previews and woke up during the credits.
I did catch
Now,
the post-credit scene though.
mm, speaking of the post-credits scene, what were your thoughts on that, Hayabusa?
Well, spoiler alert, it
Oh
basically
no.
exploded the Spider 67 meme. The
Mm,
whole the original Spider-Man that was kind of questionable as far as morals. But yeah, man, Spider-Man 2099. I started pointing at the original Spider-Man, and he pointed back, and it's pretty funny.
absolute gold. Probably the best thing Sony's ever done. Now, while we're on the topic of characters, what was your favorite character, Hayabusa?
Um, it would have to be a tie between Spider-Man Noir and Peony Parker.
Mm,
As far as fight scenes, I kind of wish Spider-Man Noir was incorporated in them more. But I see
absolutely.
how he wasn't because he wasn't really flashy when he fought. I mean, you have Penny Parker and a robot. You had Peter Parker as like he has with his mallet,
Yeah,
and then you have
absolutely.
Spider Gwen, who's already a good fighter. You have Peter B. Parker, the sweats Spider-Man who
Sweatpants
wears sweat,
Spider-Man.
and then Miles Morales. They all have better fight styles. While Spider-Man Noir is just kind of his detective, I guess.
Yeah, I
I was
love
kind
the
of
dark
disappointed.
humor.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that he didn't really use his gun because I think he does use a gun like a spider gun. But yeah, I mean, Peony Parker, the
Peony
anime
Parker.
the anime Spider-Man girl was pretty cool too. And I wish she had more lines, but you know,
Me too.
yeah, those two are like pretty tied.
Absolutely. I love the comic relief and the dark humor from Nicolas Cage. Made the movie feel very memey.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Absolutely. What about your thoughts on characters? Ice Splash.
You know, character development was what I thought it would be.
Absolutely.
Spider-Man, infamous character in the Marvel universe. So that's honestly why I went.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You gotta check out the Spidey. Gotta check out the Spidey. No matter what movie, no matter what era, no matter what time period you're living in, he's Spider-Man.
He's a spider.
Absolutely. And Lee's character is also pretty memorable.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Stan Lee.
Who?
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. I see what you did there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, absolutely love the reference in the beginning to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Absolute gold.
The thing is, I don't know why they made that joke with the perfect Spider-Man, because the blonde Spider-Man in this universe was essentially Batman, and I think he was aware of the or he prepared for the multiverse to happen, because the Aunt May of that universe, or of the perfect Spider-Man's universe, was basically the butler of Batman. You know, she was
Absolutely.
like,
The Spider Cave.
yeah, she was like, yeah, he knew you were coming, so he prepared all this crap for you.
How do you guys feel about the story now? Just moving on to our last part of Spider-Man. How do you feel about the story? It was a 2-hour runtime. That's unusually long for a animated movie. What were your thoughts
I,
on the story?
Actually, I believe it was 1 hour and 40 minutes, but I felt like the beginning was
Correct.
I felt like it was, it started off slow, but I felt like it needed it. I mean, Miles Morales is all like a character that I don't think I've ever
We've never
heard.
really seen it.
Yeah, like all I see now, or all I know about him is that he's like a black Spider-Man who's a kid. You know,
Exactly. It's a very good introduction.
but I mean, he's a pretty solid character, pretty relatable. From humble beginnings in Brooklyn, he goes to like a private school and just faces just school life. And I kind of wish it was sped up a little bit, but I think it was kind of perfect.
It was. Yeah, there were a lot of characters they had to develop, and they did a really nice job with all of them. What
Yeah.
about your thoughts, Ice Splash? Not
Uh,
really your topic, is it?
Nah, not really, unfortunately. But
From the characters you did see, what was your favorite?
God, it has to be Spider-Man.
Absolutely. Yeah, Spider-Man was a pretty good character in this one.
Yeah. So I thought I'd ask you, Deeg, um, kind of going off outline.
All right, here we go.
Why are we here? What is this about? What is Deegus?
Well,
What is this podcast all about, man?
it's about us, really. The Deeg us, the us in Deegus. It's really just about us. Going off outline here. It's about our lives. It's about the games we play, the food we eat, and the things we love.
Really?
So as far as the origin of the name Deegus, where did the name come from, man?
Well, as many who know us know, Ice Splash is a master of nicknames. And so, my common name is Keeg. And so, a natural nickname for Ice Splash to develop was Deeg.
Well,
And
what
then,
is a key?
We're trying to go a little deeper here, man.
what
We have
is
to let the viewers know what is the true meaning,
a Deeg or a Keeg?
and the meaning may be relative. So what does it mean to you? as our
Well-
host of this podcast. What do you want the view? What message does that title
Evoke.
What do you want to evoke to the viewers and listeners of Deegus?
To the viewers and listeners of Deegus, I just want them to know that a Deeg is whatever you need him to be at that time. You know, he's just, you know,
That sounds
chill
like
guy.
a lame cop out answer.
You don't know about cop out answers.
What?
I think it sounds like one.
Anyways, friends, we're gonna move on.
Wait, this is like pivotal to the success of this podcast. Knowing the definition, what this
Maybe-
is, what are the listeners in for?
Maybe it's just has no derivative. Maybe it's just underived. Maybe it'll just remain a mystery. It's just the first episode. You don't have to,
Exactly.
unload all your shots off the bat.
You see, as this podcast evolves,
Why was this podcast even created?
So that the common man can find out what a Deeg means to them.
My hypothetical, thought process is maybe that our friend Ice Splash Frenzy wanted to find a way to forcibly talk to us for a couple hours for a week.
Absolutely. Sounds like the clingy creation of a good friend.
Wow.
Back to you, Keeg.
Well, following the outline, we're going to talk about what we play now. Speaking of underived, that happens to be our clan name in a number of different games. So, friends, Hayabusa VII, what are you playing right now?
Well, before
plethora- The plethora that is your Steam library. What rustles your jimmies?
well, I mean, speaking of Steam, it kind of faded out for me, like a Steam cloud.
Wow.
Faded out. And into the fold comes
Oh no.
Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
Smash Ultimate.
This game, I was pretty hyped for. The plethora of all the characters,
The
combined from different
plethora.
multi-universal games, all branching from the true console god, Nintendo.
That's
And
debatable.
all their exclusives. They have the most iconic exclusives. When you think of Nintendo, you think of all these characters. When it comes to Microsoft or Xbox, we just kind of think of one. Master Chief. When you think of Sony, you can have a bit more. When it comes to Nintendo, you can just kind of imagine this, all these iconic characters.
Absolutely. What's the most iconic for you right now, Mattis?
Well, currently, the most iconic character is not even a Nintendo exclusive, but currently, it's Solid Snake.
Wow.
Metal Gear 1 has not really been a childhood game for me, but I think it was my dad's favorite game of all time. So I guess I kind of picked up after Snake, and I kind of like playing Snake. But as far as like the character I'm having the most fun with, it has to be Isabelle.
Wow.
In Animal Crossing.
Absolute joy.
Not only is it an adorable character, but fairly fun to play with the fish bait. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of Smash Ultimate, one of the characters I am on is the King of Suck, King K. Rool. Absolute beautiful character. Incredible kit. Absolutely just a ton of fun to play. Really revives my love for Donkey Kong Country. And speaking of characters, I really want to see Deus Ex, actually. I would love to see that man join the Smash roster.
Deus Ex.
Absolutely.
Never heard of
Well-
him.
What was his name, Matt? Hayabusa VII?
Adam Jensen.
Sean.
That's his name.
Adam Jensen. Exactly.
Speaking of that game, I recently went through the entire game without killing a single person. It's pretty interesting.
Stealth run. Absolutely beautiful. Now, Ice Splash, tell the fans what you're playing.
I have unfortunately not been able to touched Smash Ultimate. Have not hopped on the Switch. You know, the Switch. What word am I looking for here?
Hype train.
Not hype train. I think it's worth it in some regards, but I'm not on a Switch yet. Hopefully, maybe soon.
Wow.
But
For those of you,
what?
For those of you who do not know Ice Splash, he is a PC technician god, a master of all things cream, and a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Ever since my man D here got me into the PC world,
life.
I have not looked back or not looked to the side to any console. So,
Wow.
I have been playing, the obvious D2.
Oh yeah.
Been grinding that out. Going to be getting Black Armory, the expansion, hopefully soon. I did get to play the closed alpha for Anthem.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Am I able to even talk about that?
I believe you are. It's in the contract.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to play on the safe side, but I will say that it was very promising. Kind of bummed out there's going to be no PvP at launch, but
Wow.
that will make me appreciate the beautiful PvE in the game, because it does look fantastic.
Absolutely. As a avid fan of Destiny, is it anything like it? Is it way different?
It is. I think the biggest thing for me was it being third person. First person during the story, during campaign cutscenes. Third person when you're actually playing. So
Wow.
that's a little
Very
different.
interesting.
I actually like that more though, because you get to see a little bit more. You get to see
Absolutely.
more of the environment, which is nice.
Very beautiful.
But yeah, BioWare is saying that they have prioritized campaign and story. So that's something Destiny as a whole has always lacked. So that's why I'm kind of excited.
Wow, that is very promising.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the matter, Hayabusa?
I'm kind of different spectrum. I feel like Anthem doesn't really look too interesting to me.
Oh my god.
I appreciate the
You
third
suck.
person point of view, something I've kind of always wanted in Destiny. But as far as visually, I feel like Destiny kind of locks down the visual aspects, at least for me. The whole exosuit armor, I feel like it kind of restricts you as far as how far you could go visually. But I feel like in Destiny, you can have more of a plethora of different visuals you could go for. As far as you could be a gunslinging ninja, you could be some sort of titan, like just juggernaut, and then you could just be like this arcanist, intellectual. You know, and I
That
just
is
feel
true.
like Anthem just kind of restricts itself with the exo. The exosuit is cool, but I feel like visually, there's gonna come to be a point where exosuits are not really gonna be visually appealing because it's like it's just one whole piece. Where as far as Destiny, you could control each armor piece. Like yeah, of course, like Anthem, you'll probably be able to control each piece, but it's gonna be restrictive because of what class you
Yeah.
chose.
While we're on the subject of Anthem, how do you feel Ice Splash Frenzy, the gameplay differs? How does it feel?
Oh, it feels buttery. It feels
Buttery.
buttery. The jumps are great. The one thing now that you mentioned that I did not like this, it was like the flight controls. You can summon like your jetpack thing to fly wherever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You're still in third person as you fly, but it's very at least for me, it might differ with everyone. I felt like I was getting motion sickness. Like every time I was like I did not
Really?
want to go into flight mode because of I don't know if it was just some sort of weird lag. Like I'd move my mouse in a certain direction and I wouldn't be moving in that direction until like a few seconds later. And then when I started moving in that direction, it was like a hard turn. Like, and I barely just moved my mouse. And I mess with the sensitivities, but I don't know. Maybe I just suck at using the controls or something, but definitely might be a learning curve there.
I think you might have you might just want to turn off motion blur.
I did, dude. I did.
Yeah.
Mess with it all.
Could be a number of things. Could be just buggy alpha gameplay. Could just be them trying to make it feel realistic.
Maybe.
But did it feel tedious?
Did it feel what?
If it were enjoyable to fly, would it be a tedious process? Is it an artificial game lengthener?
What?
Flying around the map.
Oh, no. It's necessary, I think. Well, I mean, artificial game lengthener. That's the whole thing, though. You have to realize with this game, it's about story, it's about exploration, it's about, and having your flight control as part of that.
Mm-hmm.
In order to fully explore the open world, you need to be able to fly in certain areas. So
that sounds very nice.
And character development was great in what I was able to see. Not just your character, but there are other characters, NPCs that aren't fully unlocked, but you kind of get a hint at what they're going to be. So we'll see. I think if release date is February sometime, February 20th or something.
Sounds incredibly promising. Speaking of future dates, what game?
February 22nd.
February 22nd.
So stay locked in, boys.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Speaking
tuned.
of the future, Hayabusa, what game are you looking forward to play? What is not out yet that is wrestling your Jimmy?
Well, I mean, I think is definitely not coming out next year, or I don't think the year after. But Final Fantasy VII Remake has always been
what game?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Whoa.
The remaster.
Yeah.
I'm really curious on how they do it, but I feel like just seeing Final Fantasy VII in next gen is just a accomplishment in itself.
Sounds incredibly promising.
But as far as games that are recently or coming soon, I guess.
I still don't see why we brought a Shinra soldier along.
I forgot the title of the game, but it's definitely the Fire Emblem game coming out for Nintendo. I never really got into Fire Emblem, but I'm hoping that this might be the one that gets me into it.
I feel like non-mobile Fire Emblem.
Exactly. Well, technically still portable because of Switch, but the only thing I'm worried about is the story focus. I felt like the game, because I played it on the DS, but I felt like the game just, it has serious moments and serious elements, and right when you come back to base, you basically start dating like your soldiers, and it's kind of like just immersion breaking. I feel like there should be some sense of romance, but there's some sense of just seriousness as well. It just kind of feels inconsistent. So I'm hoping that this game doesn't really focus too much on the whole waifu dating simulator, and it just focuses on the gameplay and making an actual good story.
That's an incredibly positive thought, and pretty excited for that myself. Both of those releases, eager to see those. What about you, Ice Splash? What are you looking forward to? What is wrestling your jimmies that hasn't been released?
Other than Anthem, man, honestly, I haven't really been looking at anything else. I'm a very close-minded gamer. Like to invest a lot of time in particular game at a certain moment in time. I don't like going off into multiple games at once. I just feel overwhelmed by that. I don't know why.
There's perks to it. I mean, I feel like you definitely get to enjoy a game way more. As to me, where I kind of just play whatever I feel, and sometimes, I lose interest in pretty quickly.
Absolutely. One thing that I am actually pretty excited to play
Why do you keep saying absolutely?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh
Oh my god.
Well,
What are you saying?
pretty disappointed that neither of you mentioned Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. That's right.
Absolutely.
But see, that's the
Absolutely.
problem. It's coming out on console.
That is
Whack.
true. That is an eternal struggle for the
I think that's
PC
just like a
game.
nostalgic wet dream that people chase after because they're lost in life.
That's coming
I don't
out
know.
end of January.
That sounds like a Spider Noir thought.
I think it's a galaxy brain thinking, but I don't know. I just feel like
Nothing wrong with nostalgia.
definitely isn't, but I feel like this one, the whole branching storyline and I don't know, it's being just comes off as really awful to me.
Well,
Well, let's move on to our next subject, leaving it on that thought. Now, really quickly, we like to do all you can eat. Okay, we like sushi, we like Korean barbecue, anything all you can eat, we like to eat.
Why do you
No.
like to eat, Keegan?
why are we talking about food?
I am overweight, and food is a huge part of the PC gamer's life.
Keeg?
So, quantity versus quality.
Oh my gosh.
Thoughts? Would you rather have
That was an
food?
abrupt segue.
Would you rather have food that is high
Would
quality?
you rather have food?
What?
Would you rather have food? And then
From
he just
quality?
stops.
Would you
versus
rather
quantity
have
to food?
Would you rather have food or die?
high quality or high quantity food?
Quality, easily.
Mm,
But
I feel like for
see,
me, no matter the portion, I feel like I just get food like filled instantly. I think quality.
yeah.
Absolutely, I'm with you on the quality aspect of that. And one last thing, I just want to talk about our Star Wars D&D experience. We recently purchased Star Wars. What is it, Hayabusa? What's the title?
I don't really.
Scrolling through the Discord server.
I don't understand the whole. The
Star
segue was a bit
Wars.
abrupt, man.
It is,
Force
but you know
and
what?
Destiny
Force
beginner guide.
and Destiny.
Force and Destiny. What does that even mean?
What does that mean
So-
to you, Hayabusa?
I think Star Wars Force and Destiny is just a role-playing, quote-unquote, Dungeon and Dragon experience.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
So it's a, like pen and paper RPG. You know, you just kind of have, you know, I guess I'm the game master or dungeon master, I guess,
The Dungeon Master.
and everyone has their own character, and I just kind of, just describe this, to narrate the story and make it more exciting for the people who are playing in it, and to just expand their minds as far as imaginative, like, yeah. Well,
Wow. Well, more updates to come with that. We're going to close episode 1 of Deegus Cast out. Hayabusa, Ice Splash, thank you for joining me on the Discord server. Any last thought?
I just want the listeners to know that Deeg is a Deeg.
Beautiful thoughts. Beautiful thoughts. Absolutely. Well, peace out, homies.
Hey, wait, you're not gonna let me
sausages.
have
No, Hayabusa, you are cut off. God bless, and Harambe out.